सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। श्रीज्ञानानन्दं आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। Connection with proper heart. हेलो, इसको निकाल के इसको प्रेस करना, निकालना, फिर अच्छी तरह से पुश करना। ओहो, एक मिनट, मैंने क्या बताया? इसको प्रेस करना, फिर खींचना। प्रेस, हाँ। अब इसको थोड़ा साफ करो इधर, फिर उसको ऐसे प्रेस करके फिर पुश कर। हाँ, अच्छी तरह से पुश। हाँ, थैंक यू। प्रोवाइडेड स्पेस। So what we are doing is the methods of adhyasa, the explanations, the irrelevant explanations for adhyasa are many. But what is common to all the schools is one thing. Whether you miss the rope because of some snake memory or some lack of proper eyesight or due to lack of proper light, that's immaterial. That you fail to recognize it as rope is the essential, if not the sole reason for mistaking it for snake. That's all. Why I didn't recognize the rope as rope, that is immaterial. Maybe due to lack of darkness, lack of proper light, lack of proper eyesight, or maybe absent-mindedness. So many things. That's not good. Let us not go into those. That I fail to recognize the rope as rope is the reason for mistaking it for snake. That's it. This is what Bhashyakara emphasizes here. That is, says, sarvathapi, that's from where we have to say. Sarvathapi means what? By all means, in every case. Sarvathapi means sarva prakarenapi. किसी प्रकार से भी, whatever may be the methodology that you give, whatever the methodology you may give, or the mistake, but the essential reason is this, sarvathapi, tu, that tu is meant to distinguish between the essential reason and the irrelevant reasons. Something common to all of them. Everybody has to accept that I don't recognize it. That I don't recognize a reality as it is the reason for me to make a mistake. That is something undebatable. Why I don't recognize it, you can have 1,000 reasons. When it comes to sadhya adhyasa, when it comes to the mistakes, when it comes to the mistakes about the objects, why I fail to recognize a thing as it is, there could be so many reasons: absent-mindedness, lack of proper sight, lack of proper light. You understand, mental preoccupation, bhabuti, divided attention. That's the material. But why do I mistake the rope for snake? Because I did not recognize it as a rope. That's it. In the essential reasons, there is no variety. The essential reason is only one. Why I don't recognize it, why I did not recognize it, this is where people go into, that is where we make the mistake in Vedanta. That is where the Mula Vidya is brought in. That is where the Mula Vidya is brought in, an envelope is brought in, a cover is brought in. Why I don't recognize myself? That is because there is a cover upon myself, therefore I don't recognize. That you don't recognize is the reason for the error. That is the fundamental reason. Non-recognition is the reason. There is no such a thing called why I don't recognize. If there is a reason for non-recognition, please understand, if there is another reason for non-recognition, then that reason would be more fundamental than non-recognition. Then I should not go about recognizing it, but I should go about removing the reason for non-recognition, and the reason for non-recognition cannot be called again another non-recognition. It has to be something material having nothing to do with understanding or non-understanding. This anadi non-recognition. Why I don't recognize at best, I say, because I never made an effort to recognize. I never made an effort. I live with the error, with the sense of reality, but I never question my sense that I am the Deha. I don't question it. I keep going. Why I keep going? Because I don't recognize myself as I am. And if you ask the question, why I don't recognize, there is no question raised as to why one doesn't. There is nowhere. That you don't recognize yourself is the fundamental reason for the misconception as well as the samsara. If there is another reason for non-recognition, then I should not go about recognizing it, but then I should go about removing the reason behind it, and that will be a big problem. That is where the Mula Vidya is brought in. Why man doesn't recognize? Because it is concealed under a cover. How can you conceal it? Are you able to follow? I am showing the difference between the irrelevant reasons and the sole essential reasons. That I don't recognize the rope as it is the reason for the mistake was. In the case of sadhya adhyasa, at least, listen to it very carefully. In the case of the Sadhyadhyasa, you can attest certain reasons, you can bring certain reasons, because the light is not proper, the sight is not proper, or the absent-mindedness, these things can be well marshaled, well as the reasons for the Sadhyadhyasa. But in Anadhyadhyasa, what reasons? You can't say, I fail to recognize myself because my sight is not proper, it is not pramana vishayam. Nor can you say the light is not proper. What can you give? Therefore, non-recognition is not due to something else. The only thing is that I don't make an effort to recognize. That's all. I don't make an effort to recognize. I keep going with the errors. Avicharita siddham. This non-recognition is there because I don't do vichara. Why I don't do vichara? Because I don't feel the need for vichara. I don't even know that I need to do vichara. Because I always feel all that I need to do is just work hard. Now please see, sarvathapi tu anyasya, a fact, anya dharma, having some other nature, avabhasatam, appearance, na vyabhicharati, that doesn't change. In all the above schools, one thing that doesn't change is that a fact itself is mistaken for something else. Anyasya anya dharma avabhasata. Anyasya, a fact. Anya dharma or anyatva, it makes no difference. Anyasya anya dharma avabhasata means a fact being seen to have, to be of some other nature. So the unlimited is seen to be limited. So unlimitedness is the dharma, atma, that is its swarupa, swarupa dharma, that is the swarupa. And the limitation is what anya dharma means, other than its own dharma. Meaning, a fact is seen to have a quality that doesn't belong to it. A fact is seen to have a quality that doesn't belong to it. Or a fact is seen different from what in fact it is, what it is in fact. This is something that is common to all schools. You can't, there is no change in that. So, what is the essential reason? Swarupa agrahanam. Swarupa agrahanam means non-recognition of its swarupa. And it is within experience. Supposing the fact is not evident, that it is evident, but I don't recognize it as it is. Experience and recognition are two different things. If recognition itself is experience, I tell you there would be no ignorance of anything. You see? That means all that is within my experience, along with the experience, there should be enlightenment about what it is. A fact I may be experiencing either through pramanas or swataha. Whether it is pramana siddham or anubhava siddham, swataha siddham or anubhava vishayatvena siddham, it doesn't matter at all, it's evident. But then I don't recognize. It's possible to be aware of something and not know what it is. In such a situation, adhyasa is possible. Avabhasati, therefore here, na vyabhicharati. Na vyabhicharati means it doesn't change from school to school. The essential reason doesn't change from school to school. उसमें कोई विचार नहीं. Just common to all schools. So go by that. Don't say, just to see the difference between two individuals. One individual says, I mistake the rope for snake because it is semi-dark. Another person says, I mistook the rope for snake because my sight was not proper. But a thinking person says, you mistook the rope for snake because you did not recognize it. Lack of recognition leads to distortion. That is the difference. That is what it is. Tathacha, and to this effect, in keeping with what I said, loke, in this world, anubhavaha, there is experience. इस दुनिया में अनुभव भी है. तथा च लोके अनुभवः अस्ति. There is अनुभव. What is that? What does the world experience? What I said. Meaning, due to the essential reason of non-recognition, there can be distortion. Shuktika hi rajatavad avabhasate. Shuktika itself, rajatavat, as though it is rajatam, like rajatam. Avabhasate appears, it is seen, pratiyate. So a shell, it happens to be a shell. And then I see it, silver. What is wrong? What is impossible about it? Then why do I see the shell for silver? Then you can come up with so. That is called not irrelevant. Straying into the irrelevance. Because they are more attractive. Why do I mistake the shell for silver? Because I don't recognize it as the shell. Then why I don't recognize the shell? There may be so many reasons. That's the material. That is because I am all the time thinking about the shell. Silver. Therefore, whatever I see, it looks like silver. Maybe semi-darkness. That's not. Therefore, Shuktika Jnana, the Samyak Jnanam. Jnanam here means one is Anubhava, the other is Jnana. There is a difference. I experience Shuktika. The shell is right within my experience. Its existence, I am seeing it. The thing is there right within my sight. That is called Anubhava. Samanya Anubhava, the basic evidence. Minus that basic evidence, neither can you have ignorance, nor can you have knowledge, nor can you have distortion. It's evident, but for some reason I fail to recognize it. Then I have to take it for what it is not. For what I take it is immaterial. That I take it for what it is not. I may take it for silver, or I may take it for gold, or I may take it for an elephant, I may take it for a diamond, I may take it for a diamond, I may take it for a stone, I may take it for a pearl, or I may take it for anything. That's immaterial. That I distort it. As what I distort is irrelevant, but that I distort. Distortion, you can distort it as the silver. One can distort it. One can take it for silver or a diamond or gold or anything. There is no difference. There is no difference. Therefore, Shuktika Hi. See what is error Bhagavan is giving. It's his own words. Not that Shuktika suddenly transforms temporarily to become silver. Some people say like this, there is ignorance in you about the shell. This ignorance, is called Mula Vidya. Mula Vidya means a tangible cover. Ignorance is always in the form of the tangible cover upon the reality, whatever the reality. Now this tangible cover, material cover, it transforms and it appears as snake. Tell me, does the ignorance appear as the snake? My ignorance about the shell, does our ignorance about the shell transform and stand there like the silver? Can you say ignorance manifest? What is silver? Ignorance manifest. They call it as ignorance manifest. Is it ignorance manifest? Bhashyakara is saying Shuktika Ki. It is the very shell seen as silver. That means, is it manifestation of ignorance or distortion of the reality due to ignorance? That I don't see the shell as it is, I misperceive it. I misconceive it. It is in the form of what? Is it manifestation or a distorted perception? It is a distorted perception, judgment. It's a distorted perception. Not some ignorance becoming manifest as a silver. There's a big difference, ji. यहीं पर तो सालों लग जाते हैं to see the difference between is it ignorance manifest or it is a fact distortedly seen. This must be finalized in Vedanta. If it is ignorance manifest, Vedanta has no place. This whole universe is what? Ignorance manifest. It is not ignorance manifest. It is Brahman, it is the very self distortedly seen. That I am an individual is what? That I am the body is not my ignorance manifest. That I am an individual is a distorted perception about myself due to ignorance means what? That ignorance again is not a material thing due to the non-recognition of myself as I am. Therefore, here, right in the beginning, right in the introduction, he says, Shuktika hi rajatavad avapasate. Shuktika itself is seen as silver. Not ignorance about the shell manifests to become silver. So the material for the silver is what? What is the material? What is the material? Ignorance or the shell? Upadanam is what? The shell is the material. Because what am I distorting? Am I distorting ignorance or am I distorting the shell? So shell is the material. It is upadanam. That is why we say Parameshvara is the upadanam for the Jagat. Paramatma is the material for the whole prapancha. Connected. Why? Here also Shuktika is the material for Rajatha. Now what is the nimitta? That is the material, all right. What is the reason? Why do I distort? What am I distorting? The shell. Why am I distorting? That why is what? The answer to the why is what? Nimitta, nimitta, nimitta. What I am distorting is upadanam, the vastu, the fact. Call it vastu, call it the fact, call it the upadanam. Why am I distorting it? That I don't recognize. That I don't recognize. That is what is called agrahanam. Is what? What is agrahanam? Nimitta. You are not following. Agrahanam is what? Nimitta. You have to pick up the words, terminology. Kanna. Because शब्द प्रमाण अभी आनंद आएंगे जी तो पक्का है बता. You don't have to become a scholar, but you have to pick up all the relevant परिभाषा. वेदांत का परिभाषा को पकड़ना चाहिए. Why I distort it? Agrahanam. Therefore, what is agrahanam? Nimitta. What am I distorting? Shell. Therefore, what is it? What is it that I am seeing as me, the individual? I am seeing me, the unlimited. That I distort this the shell as this the silver. Similarly, I distort myself, the unlimited, as myself, the limited. Therefore, what is upadana? The Atma, the unlimited, is the upadanam, and that I am limited is what? Adhyasa, anyatha grahanam. Why am I distorting? Because lack of recognition of the self as it is. Therefore, what is agrahanam? Nimittam for adhyasa. And the result, the anyatha grahanam is naimittika. Why am I distorting? Agrahanam. So what is it? Nimitta. And because of that nimitta, there is a result. What is it? Distortion. That is called naimittikam. Nimitta is the reason, naimittika is the result. Having no causation, involving no causation, non-recognition and error. Therefore, here Bhashyakara, when he gives the Drishtantam, he is not bringing in the manifestation of ignorance or anything. Clear? Shuktika hi rajatavadava bhasate. He gives another example. Ekaschandraha. One moon, that is the vastu. Sadvitiyavat. And it looks as though two. One looks two. The moon looks as though having another moon. One moon looks as though two. It is Sadvitiyam. So Advitiyam looks like Sadvitiyam. So where from does the second moon come? Is the first moon related to the second moon? What is the relation between the first moon, Advitiya moon, and the second moon? Is there a Karya-Karana Bhava? Is there a Sansarga? Is there a Sanyoga? Is there a Samavaya? कोई संबंध है? Exactly like that between Advitiya Brahma and Sadvitiya Jiva. You see, one can look at both examples. Both the examples are only to show that atasmin tadbuddhi is adhyasa, meaning distorting a fact for what it is not. Mas. Whether you distort the shell for silver or you distort the one as 1 for 2. You distort the 1 for 2. It is a non-actuality. It's a distortion of it. Ekas chandraha dvitiya chandravat iti. In this also, the second moon is not the manifestation of my ignorance of the fact that there is only one moon. Does my ignorance stand there as the second moon? Say, due to my ignorance about the fact that there is only one moon, that one moon I am seeing as two. So what am I distorting? It is a distortion of the fact, not a manifestation of some material thing called ignorance. This is the anubhava. You give me one example in life where ignorance, independent of the fact, where ignorance becomes manifest. Ignorance doesn't become manifest or unmanifest. Due to ignorance of the fact, I see the same fact differently. Where do you see ignorance becoming manifest? When you say that it is the ignorance that becomes manifest as the silver or the second moon, that I can accept. Real manifestation of your ignorance. That is called आपका ignorance व्यक्त हो रहा है. Okay, this is over. We have covered this point now. We are now moving away from this point. What is it? There is no manifestation of ignorance, but there is a distortion of a distorted perception of a fact due to ignorance, and that ignorance is never a thing. Ignorance is in the form of lack of, it is absence of recognition. It is absence of recognition, not presence of a thing. Ignorance is not a presence of thing. It's absence of knowledge. Sense of Swarupa Jnana. Now, a doubt arises. Katham punaha pratyagatmani avishaye adhyasaha vishayata dharmanam. The Purva Pakshi comes up, the Nayayikas, these logicians. The logicians say, Katham punaha, how sir, Pratyagatmani, in the self, Pratyagatma which is not an object. A Siddhanti, you say Atma is not a Vishaya, but Atma is Vishayi. It is not Vishaya, but Vishayi, that is Pratyagatmani. Now about this Pratyagatma, Avishaye, which is not a Vishaya, it is a non-object. Adhyasaha, how can there be any adhyasa about the Pratyagatma which is not an object? Vishayata dharmana, How can you mistake it for a thing? And how can you mistake it to have the qualities of a thing? How can you mistake a non-thing to be a thing? How can you mistake a non-thing to be a thing? Or how can you mistake a non-thing to have the qualities of a thing? Vishayat dharmanam kya adhyasaha katam bhavet pratyagatmani avishaye. About the pratyagatma, which is a non-vishaya, about that katam adhyasaha vishayat dharmanam. How can there be? How can you really mistake it to be a thing? Or how can you mistake it? How can there be any adhyasa at all? Because adhyasa itself cannot take place about a non-thing. Because all our confusions are about things. For me to make a mistake, the thing must stand before me. A thing must stand before me and I should perceive it and fail to recognize it, then I can mistake for another thing. One thing, our experience tells us that we only mistake one thing for another thing, or one thing to have the qualities of another thing, but the truth is not a thing as per you. You say there is Atma and that Atma is Vishayi and it is like light, vagera, vagera. Now if it is Vishayi, then how can you mistake Vishayi? Vishayi means what? Non-Vishaya. That is the emphasis. A non-thing. How can you mistake it to be a thing? And he gives the logic, niyama. He marshals a niyama, means a rule. There is a rule for adhyasa. These logicians come up with a rule for adhyasa. What is the rule for adhyasa? Sarvo hi, everybody, that he is meant to show that it is prasiddhi as well known. Sarvo hi, puraha avasthite vishaye, puraha in front, avasthite present, vishaye an object, in the object present in front. Puraha avasthite vishaye, everybody only on a thing that stands before oneself. Vishayantaram, another thing. Vishayantaram, another thing. Adhyasyati, imposes. This is one sentence. Everyone in this world mistakes one thing in front for another. That means in order to make a mistake about which I make a mistake, it has to be in front of me, it has to be a sense object. That means one sense object can be taken for something else. But the Atma is not a thing. Sarvo hi purovastite vishaye vishayantaram adhyasyati yushmat pratyaya apetasya cha. And what is your Atma? Yushmat pratyaya apetaha. It is not an object of this thought. Yushmat pratyaya means idam pratyaya. Me is asmat pratyaya vishayaha and object is Yushmat pratyaya vishayaha. And what is Atma? Yushmat pratyaya apeta, bereft of being an object of Yushmat. It is not Yushmat pratyaya upeta, but it is Yushmat pratyaya apeta. Upeta means endowed with. Apeta means bereft of. Yushmat pratyaya apetasya cha. And the self that is not an object, not a sense object, pratyagatmanaha, which you call the inner self, Avishayatvam Brahmishi, and Brahmishi you always speak of that Pratyagatma as Avishaya. Avishayatvam means what? It doesn't enjoy the status of being Avishaya. You take the stand, my dear Siddhanti, that Atma is not an object. And still you say there is a confusion about that non-object. The rule of Adhyasa is you can only mistake one object for another object. And object also I cannot mistake any object, it has to be in my experience. It has to be within my perception. I can't mistake something in heaven, I don't see it. First of all, it has to be a thing and it has to be within perception, then I should fail to recognize it, then I can make a mistake. But this whole process doesn't apply to Atma because Atma fundamentally is not a Vishaya. Avishayatvam Brahmishi, therefore, my dear Siddhanti, when you say that we are all suffering from self-confusion, our problem, our struggle is due to the confusion about the self, it doesn't seem to carry any conviction. Maybe we are suffering due to some other reasons. Maybe we are suffering because we don't do yoga. Maybe we are suffering because we don't do meditation. Maybe we are suffering because we don't follow dharma. Maybe we are suffering because we are not adequately prosperous. Maybe because, like this, why not we really think in an alternative way? Why do you say that only the sole problem for human suffering is the adhyasa about the self? Why don't you try to think, in a different way? Because the rule says that there can't be confusion about a non-object. And Atma is the subject is not an object. Therefore, how can there be confusion? Maybe we are suffering due to something else. And the moment we try that other alternative, maybe something other than self-confusion, the whole Shastra becomes what? Relegated. Brahma. Then we don't have to study Shastra, try other methods. For this must be answered correctly. It is a very beautiful answer. His answer is Uchyate. His answer is Natavad ayam ekantena avishayaha. That avishayatvam is unimportant. Siddhatvam is important. To begin with, he says, Natavat, to begin with, na ayam means I am Atma, ekantena, absolutely, avishaya. It is not absolutely non-object. It may not be Yushmat Pratyaya Vishaya, but it is Asmat Pratyaya Vishaya. It may not be an object, but it is evident. Nayam ekantena avishaya. Within Adhyasa it is felt that I am an object of my own thought, I thought. Please, this particular phrase can be misunderstood. I am ekantena avishaya. It is not absolutely a non-object. It's not absolutely a non-object. It's not absolutely a non-object. What does it mean? To some extent it is an object. वो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. What he means is it's not absolutely unevident. In fact, without your own knowledge what you mean, I am going to tell you. What you mean is, what you mean, my dear Purvapakshi, is that unless a thing is there right in front of me, I can't make a mistake. Why do you use this phrase? A thing must be right in front of me. Why do you use this phrase? That is because you unwittingly, without your own knowledge, you do think correctly. That is, unless a thing is evident, I can't make a mistake. A distant thing I can't mistake, but the thing right in front of me alone I can mistake. This particular phrase, why are you using? That means you understand that unless a thing is evident, I can't make a mistake. That particular rule applies to the self also. We don't say the self is unevident. We say the self is evident. For confusion, what is required is evidence of a fact. It could be as a thing or it could be as a non-thing. Evidence is important. That it is evident is important, not what is evident. Not it is evident. It could be anything. It could be a thing or it could be a non-thing. But if it is evident, that is the fundamental condition for adhyasa. The fundamental condition for adhyasa is the fact about which I have to make a mistake. That fact must be evident. The second condition is that I must fail to recognize it as it is. Then that results in confusion. Therefore here Bhashyakara puts the emphasis, my dear sir, well, naim ekantena avishaya. It is not absolutely a non-object. That avishayatvam, naim ekantena avishaya, underline and write, and it should mean naim ekantena aprasiddha. Naim ekantena aprasiddha. It's not non-evident. Asmat pratyaya vishayatvat, because it is evident as an object of my own eye thoughts. Asmat pratyaya vishayatvat. It is evident as oneself, as the subject of one's thought and as an object of one's thought. As the subject of one's thought and as an object of one's thought, as the very asmat pratyaya vishaya, that is evident. Subject is evident. And not only that, aparokshatvacha, it is most directly evident. It is never remote. It is never distant from myself. Neither it is pratyaksham nor it is paroksham. It is aparoksham. Aparoksham is that whose evidence is not facilitated by another instrument, pramana. Like the evidence of a form can be facilitated by pramana, sound pramana. But the evidence of the existence of oneself is not really facilitated by any pramana. It's not pramana siddham. Therefore, let us not think in the waking state my existence becomes evident. In the waking state my existence gets distorted. That I am an individual. The sense of individuality is not making the self evident. Even when there is no sense of individuality, called sleep, deep sleep, is swataha siddham, aparokshataya swatassiddham. The silentness of one's being is aparoksham. सुषुप्ति में प्रत्यक्ष भी नहीं है, परोक्ष भी नहीं है. Where is the pratyaksha, where is paroksham in sushupti? It is aparoksham. That very aparoksham is mistaken as Mr. So and so. Therefore, the asmat pratyaya vishayatvena ayam atma prasiddha. Asmat pratyaya vishayatvat aparokshatvacha being directly evident. Pratyagatma prasiddhi, there is evidence of Pratyagatma. This is called prasiddhi. So Bhagavan Bhashyakara also is ultimately banking, he moves from saying, it is not absolutely avishaya, and he explains it as prasiddhi. It is absolutely evident. It is not unevident, it is evident. It is evident. We have to take into account only prasiddhi, please. Pratyaya vishayatvam is adhyasa about the pratyaya vishaya. Pratyaya vishayatvam is adhyasa about pratyaya avishaya. And the Atma's status as the pratyaya avishaya is prasiddhi. Atma as not an object of even I thought. It is not an object of even I thought. Is also evident. Because one is the drashta of even that I thought. Plus the drashta of the resolution of the I thought. That is aparokshatvat. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, sir, don't say Atma is not evident. Therefore, the rule is not, the rule for adhyasa is not that it has to be a thing. The rule for adhyasa is that about which you have to make adhyasa, about which there can be a confusion, has to be evident. It can be pramana siddham or it can be swataha siddham. That siddhi is important. Aparokshatvacha pratyagatma prasiddhehe, because there is evidence of pratyagatma. Pratyagatma prasiddhi means evidence of pratyagatma. Prasiddhehe means due to there being the evidence of pratyagatma. Prasiddhehe, due to there being the evidence of pratyagatma, there can be adhyasa. And now Bhashyakara says your basic niyama is wrong. You quoted, a rule. What is the rule? Adhyasa can take place only about a thing that stands in front of you, vagera, vagera. Hey, this is no hard and fast rule. Natavadayam nachayamasti niyamaha nacha ayam niyamaha nasti. ये कोई नियम नहीं. There is no hard and fast rule. Purovastite eva vishaye, only about the thing that stands before you. Vishayantaram, another thing, adhyasitavyam, can be imposed. Iti, in this manner, no niyama. There is no niyamaha. Able to follow? Nachayamasti niyamaha. Ayam niyamaha nasti. There is no such a rule. What is that rule? That only a thing in front of me can be mistaken for something other than what it is. Aisa koi niyam nahi. You can make a mistake about anything. Nachayamasti niyamaha. Puro vastite eva vishaye. Vishayantaram adhyastavyamiti. Only a thing in front of you can be mistaken. Aisa koi niyam nahi. Why? If you go by this niyama, I tell you, you will get into trouble. Hey Nayayika, you will get into trouble. How? Apratyakshepi akashe. Apratyakshehi akasha. Akasha technically according to you, according to us Vedantis, akasha is also pratyaksha. Here, you better listen. Vedanta says even Akasha is creation. Akasha comes under Adhyasa or creation. Time comes under creation. Akasha comes under creation. Only Atma is not created. Everything else is a creation in it. Everything else is an appearance in it. Or everything else is a distortion about it. Vedanta accepts even Akasha as a creation, and the whole creation is Pratyaksha. And the one who sees it is Aparoksha, and the whole Srishti comes under Pratyaksha. Therefore, time is Pratyaksha, Akasha also is Pratyaksha. Whereas the Naiyayikas and the Vaiseshikas, they say Desha, space is eternal, Nityam. What do they say? Space is eternal. Space doesn't come about. Space is always there. In that space there is a creation. Atoms gather together and become air. The unmanifest air atoms become manifest. The unmanifest fire atoms become manifest. The unmanifest water atoms become manifest. And the unmanifest Prithvi atoms become manifest. So in this manner, it is the four elements which become unmanifest in space and become manifest in space and time. Time and space are two constants and they are eternal. There. So if you don't accept the Akasha as a part of creation, if you say that Akasha is eternal, then you don't also accept it as Pratyaksha. They don't accept Akasha as Pratyaksha. Meaning it is not a sense object. Air, fire, water, earth are creations which are called Pratyaksha. So the four elements which are Pratyakshas manifest in space, become unmanifest in space, and space itself is not a thing in front. According to you, my dear Nayayika, Akasha is not a thing. Purovastita Vishaya nahi. It's not a thing in front. Therefore, there should be no confusion about it. There should be no confusion about Akasha. But then in experience there is confusion also. That is why here it says, Apratyakshe bihi Akashe. Even in the Akasha which is not Pratyaksham. Which is not Pratyaksham according to whom? That is very important. According to him, not according to us. Don't say. Shankaracharya says, Apratyakshe bihi Akashe balaha talapalinitadi achyasyanti. That means according to Shankaracharya, Akasha is not Pratyaksham. Don't say. According to you, Akasha is not Pratyaksham. Therefore, there should be no adhyasa about Akasha, but there is adhyasa. Apratyakshe bihi Akashe balaha. The children. Children means who don't understand the tattvam of Akasha. Who don't understand. Balaha. A roof. We look at space bending here, bending there, and having a roof ending there, ending here, ending here. It ends all over. It is like a dome, like this. This is what? Tala. Understand Tala? They will call it Tala. Tala means even head is called Tala. Talavali. Tala is a Sanskrit word, please understand. Tala is not a Tamil word, Tala is not a Dravidian word, Tala is a Bhutala. Tala is what? Top. So, we see the Tala. Tala means what? The end, the root. Malina and blue, that blueness, and pollution, etc. Pollution is unimportant. I am bringing in only two things. That it ends, that it is really, that it has a root, and that it is blue. Tala, malinata, adi, etc. Malinata means impurity. Atyasyanti, they impose. People do see the space to have a roof. People do see space to be blue. But is it adhyasa or not? It's adhyasa. But should they, going by your definition of adhyasa, there should be no confusion about space, because space is not pratyaksham according to you. That means your basic niyama, the rule, that it has to be purovastite eva vishe vishyantra madhyasitavyam. This no niyam jo hai, that itself is not right. The rule for adhyasa is the reality must be evident. It could be sense-evident or it could be self-evident, but I should not recognize. I should not recognize what is evident. That is the niyama which is analyzed in Mula Vidya Nirasa in that book elaborately. But here Bhagavan just tells, don't bring the rule for adhyasa, don't really misrepresent, don't distort the rule for adhyasa. The rule for adhyasa is not that it has to be empty. So, apratyakshebhi akashe balaha talamalinatadi adhyasyanti evam, in this manner. That means for me to make a mistake, it need not be a thing, it should be evident. In that case, evam aviruddha. There is no virodha, there is no contradiction. It's not impossible. Pratyagatmani, about the Pratyagatma, api, also anatma adhyasaha, mistaking it for anatma. Imposing anatma in Pratyagatma is not impossible. Imposing limitation upon the unlimited is not impossible. Is not impossible. That impossibility is called avirodha, because wherever there is asambhava, that itself is virodha. Why? Because when I don't see the unlimited as unlimited and it is evident, then I have to see it for the limited. I can't see it better than the unlimited. Would be problem. Oh, why did we not mistake the unlimited as something better than it? You see, you mistake the shell for silver. This is called a better adhyasa. I mean, the fact's value is much less. The error's value is much more. In that manner, why did we not mistake the unlimited for a little better than the unlimited? We can't say because the unlimited, there cannot be anything better than the unlimited. That is why the error about the self is always to our disadvantage. It's always, at least the one who mistakes. The one who mistakes a glass, just to see. Person who mistakes a shining shell for diamond. and he wants to grab it. At least for 5-10 minutes he is very happy. He waits for everybody to go away. And he goes and steps on it because he doesn't want to pick it up in front of others. 5-10 minutes के लिए तो खुशी तो है ना. I tell you, it is heaven. And during those 10 minutes, he built dreams and dreams in his life. I'll take this diamond, sell it, वगैरह वगैरह, and then I'll make a house and I will do it. थोड़ा तो सुख तो मिला है ना. थोड़ा तो सुख तो मिला. There is no difference between that sukham for 10 minutes and the sukham of a man who has a real diamond. उसमें कोई फर्क नहीं. There is no difference between the sukham that he gained seeing the shell or diamond until he picked it up, whatever sukham he got, and the sukham that Mr. Jain gets out of the diamond that he has in his own pocket. Is there a difference? Not it. That means there can be an error about an object which need not be to your disadvantage. It can be to your advantage, though temporarily. But we can't have Atma-Adhyasa to our advantage temporarily even, because the unlimited has to be taken for the limited and is never to our advantage. That is why we say there is no sukham at all in Atma-Adhyasa. There is no sukham at all, because even sukham is dukkham. As we saw in Bridharitikam, even in the Vishuddha Vedanta Paribhasha, Parimana, Anutvam should be taken as Parimana, any dimensions. Even the big is Anu in comparison to the unlimited, like even the small. So there is no, the difference between the small and big becomes cancelled out. The difference between the big and small gets cancelled out. Because the big is Anu, small is Anu, a given dimension. In that manner we have to understand the Sukham also as Dukkham. Because in comparison to the Vastu, the actuality, pleasure is a struggle, pain also is a struggle. It is Dukkham. We keep comparing Sukham with Dukkham, Dukkham with Sukham. Shastram compares both to actuality. We compare the small with the big and the big with the small. No, it compares any dimension, small and big, with the unlimited. So when we compare the Sukham and Dukkham both to these Vastu, then both are Dukkha. एवं अविरुद्धः प्रत्यगात्मनि अपि अनात्माध्यासः. Thus there is no impossibility, there is no impossibility of self-confusion. Self-confusion can take. Bhagavan only said there should not be any confusion because the evidence between the distinction between the Vishayi and Vishaya is like the distinction between the light and the darkness. Therefore, no, there should not be any confusion, but yet there is confusion, because even if it is most distinctly evident, if I don't recognize it, I can make a mistake. It's like a man with the key bunch in his own hand, searching for all over. I can say you should not have been searching. You should not be searching. A man with the key bunch in his own hand should be searching or should not be searching? You should not be searching, but he can be searching, because even though it is most achieved reality, but yet if I miss it, I will be searching. There is no impossibility. of confusion. Anything can be confused. Anything can be mistaken. That's why here it says, well, evam aviruddhaha pratyagatmanyavi anatmadhyasaha. Having clinched at this point that confusion is based upon the evidence and non-recognition, not on the basis of its being an object or in front. You understand, It is not the objectness of the object that facilitates adhyasa. It is not object and non-recognition of the object, but evidence and non-recognition of what is evident. Having clinched at this point, now Bhācchikara goes to the next point, tametam. उस इस अध्यास को तमेतम एवं लक्षणम, that which is of this lakshana, this nature here. Lakshana means what is the adhyasa lakshana? Adhyasa lakshana is what? Atasmin tad buddhi miste anyasya anya dharma adhyasa. That is the lakshana. The definition of adhyasa is what? A fact being seen for what it is not. That's all. Either you can divide this sentence into 3-4 sentences. A fact being seen to have the quality that doesn't belong to it. A fact being seen for what it is not. A fact being seen to. A fact being seen to have the quality that doesn't belong to it or belongs to something else. So belonging to something else is not important. A fact being seen to have something that doesn't belong to it, or a fact being seen not to have the quality that it has. Seeing what it doesn't have and not seeing what it has. ये सारी बातें का, all these बातें are incorporated in a simple definition called atasmin tat buddhi. You better pick it up. Atasmin tat buddhi or anyasya anya dharma avabhasata. Atasmin tat buddhi. And it is not so, being seen it to be so. And now he says, tamevam lakshanam. What is it? Adhyasam. Is adhyasa ko panditaha, the wise men, avidya iti manyante. Itself is called avidya. Manyante, they consider this adhyasa as avidya. Therefore, when we use the term ignorance, avidya, when we use the term avidya, we mean only adhyasa, distortion of the fact. Avidya does not mean a veil. Avidya does not mean some mystical power. Avidya does not mean some veil, because Bhagavan is not talking about any veil. Are you able to follow? Therefore, avidya, actually it is adhyasa, and the wise call it also. It is actually adhyasa. If you describe it, it is in the form of what? Adhyasa. Because adhyasa is self-explanatory. Adhyasa means what? Throwing something on something else. Imposing something on something else. That is what is called adhyasa. Itself is otherwise called avidya. Panditaha avidya iti manyante. You are not able to follow. Actually, what is it? Adhyasa, self-explanatory. Adhyasa itself is Adhi asaha. Asa means to throw, ship. Adhyasyati means what? So they Kshipanti. Asyanti means Kshipanti, meaning throwing something on something mentally. I impose something on something. I mistake something for something else. This is adhyas, self-distortion. Itself is otherwise called avidya. Don't say it is avidya, otherwise called. No. It is adhyasa. So the problem is adhyasa, which panditaha avidya iti manyante. People also call it avidya. अभी इसमें कुछ फर्क होता है, मुझे तो बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. Adhyasa, because avidya can mean simply absence of vidya, knowledge. Vidya means knowledge, avidya means absence of knowledge or the opposite of knowledge. Then you can imagine something. A whale, you can imagine. It is this distorting a fact that is what is called avidya. Nothing mystical about it. An evident fact when you see it differently, that is called avidya. Is avidya unknown? Is adhyasa unknown? Everybody is, we know what is adhyasa about things. We know about avidya about things, and in fact the whole life is nothing but adhyasa. Anyway, on the basis of our knowledge of what is confusion, this problem is explained away as confusion. Before you state that life is self-confusion, first we define what is confusion. We give the lakshana for confusion. What do you mean by confusion? So the definition of confusion is, you mistake the evident for what it is not. That is called confusion. And the self also is evident. And if it is not recognized as it is, there can be confusion. There is no impossibility about it. Clear? Avidya iti manyante. And about this Vakya, there are so many schools and schools. Bhagavan Shankaracharya doesn't mean. Some people think it is avidya, but it is not avidya. There is another avidya. If he said it sarcastically, then he would not use the word panditaha, the wise. The wise call it avidya. That means not only it is accepted, it is called by the wise man as avidya, it is acceptable to himself. Bhashyakara, when you say अच्छे लोग सत्य कहते हैं, सत्य बोलते हैं, अच्छे लोग सत्य कहते हैं, then what is your view? सत्य कहना है या नहीं कहना? अच्छे लोग सत्य कहते हैं. Now what is your view? सत्य कहना है या नहीं कहना? अगर नहीं कहना है तो आप नहीं कहेंगे अच्छे लोग सत्य कहते हैं, आप कहेंगे बुरे लोग सत्य कहते हैं. अच्छे लोग कभी सत्य नहीं कहते. The wise men call it avidya means what? That is absolutely acceptable. What is acceptable? Adhyasa itself being called avidya. There is no other avidya. There is no other avidya other than distorting an evident truth. There is no other avidya. This is the point that he makes here. We will continue it later. Purnamada Purnam Purnam Vachyate Purnasamaādaya Purnasamaavasishyate Shanti. Tomorrow there will be no classes. Tomorrow's class class will be taken by Mr. Manmohan Singh. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, who will take the class? Dr. Manmohan Singh will take. This is what one of our students said. Hari Om Narayan. Hari Om ji, how are you? Everybody is all right?
I had a small problem with my stomach. I had surgery and
You have pulled down a little.
because of the surgery.
You are all right?
Now I am quite okay.
Nothing problematic.
No.
ठीक है, थोड़ा कर्म कट गया. All the best. Look after yourself. कोई बात नहीं, even if you have missed a few classes, doesn't matter. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Main thing is health. Hari Om. Keep coming to the classes. And you are not going to the college, you can come. It will help you in life. This is what can help you in life. इस मोड में क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं जीवन में कुछ पता नहीं. You better be clear about things in life so that you can survive. You can survive amid things. Okay? And then how are the other two? Priyanka is what is she doing? The 12th.
No, she's in third year.
She's in third year. And
Namrata is in
12th. All right. You are in
I'm in first year.
which college? And the other one?
Priyanka is doing fashion, she's doing designing, knitwear designing from Brazil.
Okay. Very nice. Good, come. Keep coming whenever you are free, come and you reduce your weight. You better reduce your weight also. That is very important. Some of the Westerners, sometimes they show the overweight people. I mean, our idea of overweight means thoda bahut overweight. When you see them, it is a different lakshana. Overweight का definition ही पूरा बदल जाती है. Hey Ram, they are very, very, very huge. The heart can't take it. Huge. Obesity is the problem these days. Obesity, because no exercise, no work, no farming, nothing, because human beings always used to work hard and survive. Nowadays, you see, just don't do anything. No working hard, no walking, no nothing. बैठे बैठे रहते हैं. And they eat all those bread. Nice now. When one person I saw eating bread, it is this thick, and he is putting it to his mouth. How are you going to bite it? People Rakshasas. Real Rakshasa pravritti is there. They are so scared. Maybe there will be malnourishment. vitamin deficiency, protein deficiency, and they keep consuming proteins and also some tablets for vitamin deficiency, swallowing vitamins, swallowing protein tablets. Oh, Rama, they're really scared. They're so frightened. Think about it. There are people who take just roti dal लेते रहते हैं तो ठीक रहते हैं. Body doesn't require so much. हरिओम जी विजिबल फुट ना चल रहा है. हरिओम जी ऑल राइट. Thank you. Hari Om. I'm getting bored. What are you doing? What do you do? Are a student? You are through with your graduation. That's great. It's completed. Very good, very good. To sit through the whole class is not his age. And sometimes he sits through 3 classes. Morning 8 o'clock to 9, 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11. It's very big. As sanskar. Will be useful. भगवान का ईश्वरा. They said, Ishvara Anugraha Himsam Advaita Vasana. Require Anugraha even to think in terms of Advaita. Meaning, is it Vaita or Advaita? Learn to think about it. Let me think about what it is all about. Even to think that let me think about, even to give even to consider that topic. Not thinking, consider thinking. Just to consider thinking about what this whole topic is comes only through. Otherwise, Jiva has no time. Is all the time? It's one way. Just going, whatever is there. Purovastita Vishayam Prati Pravrutti, and also Purovastita Vishayat. Only thinking about the Purovastita. What is in front? That's all on my topic.
Okay, Swamiji. Things like what is the difference between condoning and being helpless?
Helplessness.
Oh.
Condoning is different. Helplessness is different. Last class it came. Condoning is helplessness. Condoning means, you justify it. Condoning means justification. There is no difference between the condoned and the condoner. If I condone a criminal, forgiving is different from condoning. Accept that he is wrong and then I say, all right, leave him. Let Bhagavan handle. That's different. Condoning means what? You're not totally wrong. That is condoning. You're not totally wrong. That is condoning. Therefore, the condoner and the condoned come under the same realm. There is no difference. Both are equally culpable, equally criminal.